All right, today we are diving deep into a company called Ondas Holdings. They are right at the center of the drone revolution, and man, they have investors feeling both incredibly excited and, frankly, a little terrified. Let's break down exactly why.
So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll look at the absolutely mind-blowing stock performance that put Ondas on everybody's radar. Then, we'll get into the bull case. What's all the excitement about? We're talking their unique drone ecosystem and the massive market forces behind it. After that, though, we got to flip the coin and look at the skeptic's view, the big risks and that sky-high valuation. And we'll wrap it all up with a clear guide on what you should be watching next. It's the bull versus the bear, and we're going to cover it all.
So, first things first, we have to get a handle on the sheer velocity we're talking about here. This isn't just growth, this is a full-on rocket ship ride.
Just look at this number, 440%.
Yeah, a 440% gain in just half a year. I mean, a jump like that is just staggering, and it forces you to ask the big question, what in the world is fueling this thing?
Okay, to really get the hype, you have to understand what Ondas is actually building. See, this isn't just another company that makes drones. No. They're putting together a whole ecosystem piece by piece. Let's dig into the bull case, starting with their core strategy.
At the heart of it all is their main unit, Ondas Autonomous Systems, or OAS. Now, the key phrase you got to remember here is multi-domain. They're not just doing stuff in the air. They're offering the whole package, solutions for the air, for the ground, and even tech to stop other drones. It's designed to be a complete, all-in-one platform for huge clients, like governments and major industries.
And check this out, they built this whole thing through a series of really smart acquisitions, essentially creating a one-stop-shop powerhouse. You've got American Robotics, which brings the first ever FAA-certified fully automated drone. That's a huge deal. Then there's Aerobotics for industrial tech, and Roboteam, which adds battle-tested ground robots. You see what they're doing? They're building the ultimate toolkit for clients like the Department of Defense.
So a smart strategy is one thing, but what's really lighting a fire under this right now? Well, it's the massive outside forces, the tailwinds that are pushing this entire industry forward at an absolutely incredible speed.
Just look at the market itself. It's expected to more than double in only 6 years, blowing past $160 billion. So Ondas isn't just growing in a vacuum. It is riding a massive tidal wave of global demand.
And here are the specific things really lighting the fuse. Ondas is landing big multi-year government contracts for super critical stuff like border surveillance. They just got a fresh $10 million defense order. And on top of all that, U.S. policy is actively trying to get rid of foreign-made drones, which is a huge gift to a domestic company like Ondas. But honestly, the real game changer, the secret sauce, might be that FAA certification. It lets their drones fly completely automatically, no human pilot on site. That's an absolutely massive competitive edge.
So, let's recap. You've got a killer strategy, a booming market, key government contracts. I mean, it sounds almost too good to be true, right? And that, of course, leads us to the big question. What's the catch?
All right, time to flip the coin. Let's put on our skeptic's hat and take a very hard look at the reality check facing this company.
It all starts with this number, over 100 times. That is the company's price-to-sales ratio based on its revenue goals for 2026. To put that in perspective, the market is valuing Ondas at over 100 times the money it hopes to make 2 years from now. That is what you call an incredibly rich and very, very risky valuation.
And this quote from one of the analyses we looked at just nails it. The stock price today isn't based on what the company is doing now, it's priced for absolute perfection 2 or 3 years down the line. That creates an insane amount of pressure. Any little mistake, any slight miss on their goals could cause the stock to fall and fall hard.
And just to try and justify that price tag, the company needs to grow its revenue by 3.5 times in a single year. We're talking going from about $48 million to an incredibly ambitious $175 million. That is a monumentally difficult target to hit.
And hitting that target means they have to navigate some really serious risks. There's huge execution risk. I mean, can they actually pull all these acquired companies together and scale up fast enough? The competition is brutal. They're up against global giants like DJI and defense behemoths like Lockheed Martin. The valuation itself is a massive risk. It's like a balloon just waiting for a pinprick of bad news. And oh, by the way, the company isn't even profitable yet, and a recent financing round added a ton of new shares, which waters down the value for existing shareholders.
So, with this crazy tug of war between amazing potential and terrifying risk,
What should you actually be paying attention to? Let's wrap this up with a simple, practical guide for the year ahead. Here are the 4 key things you need to watch to see which way this story is really going to go. First, just watch the quarterly revenue. Are they actually making progress toward that giant $170+ million target? Second, how's that Roboteam integration going? Is that big new toy actually bringing in money? Third, are they delivering on those government contracts on time, no delays? And finally, look at the profit margins. As they get bigger, are they actually getting any closer to making a profit? These are the real-world numbers that will tell the true story.
And that brings us right back to the central question. Is Ondas Holdings about to experience explosive, industry-changing growth powered by real technology and a smart plan? Or is its soaring stock price a classic cautionary tale of market hype just getting way, way ahead of reality? The next year is going to tell us everything.